Hello, everyone. Welcome to another webinar promoted by SoftExpert. Today's event introduces the relations and differences between human and corporate performance management. The webinar will be conducted by Mr. Raphael Arias, who is graduated in information technology and experienced in developing projects on IT and logistics industries, accomplishing deeds on quality and risk management systems, customer relationship, and e-learning on global companies. I wish you all a great webinar.
Hello. The topic of the webinar today is human versus corporate performance management, relations and differences. When you hear the term performance management, do you know exactly what it's all about? Often a simple search for the term performance management on the internet can bring results, which at the first glance you will not be able to distinguish. Is it the performance of the organization or the individual performance of employees? It is always important to ask whether the subject deals with the corporate performance management or the human performance management. The two themes are important. The purpose here is to clarify the differences and also to show how these themes complement each other. So let's start with corporate performance management. There is no unanimity in the market about the term corporate performance management, so it is worth to explain some other existing forms of representation. It was coined by Gartner in the 90s. Because Gartner has a lot of strengths, it has been adopted by most organizations. Oracle, however, felt that the definition of Gartner was very focused on the financial sphere, decided to adopt the terms enterprise performance management, with the idea of making it broader. And there is also business performance management, but that is not much used because of its similarity to the already consolidated business performance management. So what's the difference between them? Yes, we can say that they are synonymous. In simple terms, these labels are comprehensive. They aim to represent all the functional disciplines of organizational performance management. And there are several themes, methodologies, and frameworks to help put corporate performance management into practice. Here are some of them. Strategic planning, strategy definition, SWOT matrix, and internal analysis. Strategy maps, the use of maps to graphically represent the defined strategy. Deployment and execution of strategy, how to turn strategy into real action. Financial planning and budgeting, focus on financial area is also important. Trend analysis and forecasting, scenario analysis and trends. Financial consolidation, financial reports and analysis. Multidimensional analysis, cross-referencing information for more complex analysis. Balanced scorecard, here we have our first methodology in its classical structuring. EFQM, this European model of excellence, covers corporate performance management issues as well, and Six Sigma, which also reflects corporate performance management. All this has one thing in common: the use of performance indicators to measure results. Only with them we will be able to know whether the execution is according to our plan or not. Here we have an image representing the organization and its various departments, data collected from various points, processed by department, and actively interacts with overall strategy. Each department reflects their strategy and it's part of the corporate performance management system. The complexity is in managing all the information and put it together on one place to make appropriate analysis and assessments of the organizational performance. And before we move on to human performance management, I'd like to cite the benefits of using corporate performance management. I like to talk about the benefits because they give us a clear idea of features we have at our disposal when adopting a solution or a practice. First, we have reduce uncertainty and achieve goals and objectives. Efforts focusing on indicators that are reflecting their strategy in a more critical way. Manage qualitative data and qualitative information in one place. Synchronize the communication of goals, indicators, and strategies across geographically dispersed areas. Even if your company does not have other units, the complexity may already have been installed internally regarding to the consolidation of information from various departments. So it's good to be aware of this type of awareness. minimize the problems associated with reports and consolidating financial and operational data, make faster and smarter decisions in real time, integrate key processes and data resources in a simple IT platform. This is an important point since the information is usually dispersed in several sources. Reduce risk using always updated data. Spend less time compiling numbers and more time analyzing insights gained from interact and custom dashboards. It's about using time for something with more added value. Okay? Now let's talk about human performance management. Just as we did with corporate performance, I'd like to start by clarifying some existing terms. A broader term is human development management, which goes beyond performance evaluation and encompasses other aspects of working with people. The term human performance, which has a greater focus on assessment systems. And you will find lots of terms like performance appraisal, employee review, which basically also deal with evaluation. And human performance management is a subset of human resources. It seeks to improve employee productivity, satisfaction, and operational capacity. By measuring individual performance, I have more control over productivity and better possibility to give assertive feedbacks, while also promoting employee satisfaction. And as I said before, the most complete approach is including the mapping of skills and execution of training, as well as assessment of individual performance. To talk about themes, methodologies, and frameworks, I broaden our scope to human development management, as you can see on this slide. Then we have competence mapping. That is the mapping of competences, be they organizational or by processes, which competencies are required for the execution of an activity. Execution of training. What trainings do I need to minister for competencies to be supplied? Individual development plan, the IDP, a tool for employee development planning. Employee profile, a clear view of all employee-related information. 360-degree rating, this is an evaluation methodology. Career planning and succession, an important theme, which can use various techniques like 9-box matrix and 12-box matrix. Competencies assessment, here's the evaluation itself, where the competencies map and those requirements for each employee comes to play. Individual performance indicators, and also the use of productivity indicators to measure the performance of an employee in a specific task. From all these lists, only these last two are related to human performance management. They focus on performance appraisal. Then we see the same image, but highlighting the human resource department. I now want to talk about how individual performance can have a significant impact on corporate strategy and performance. But before, I want to also list the benefits of applying human development management in organizations. Simplify and automate talent management processes. Plan career and succession through concrete data. Apply time to strategic activities rather than losing it with time-consuming evaluation processes. Once again, productivity and added value on the agenda. Align employee development with organization strategy and priorities. Identify key competencies for performance improvement of employees in different activities and processes. Provide training programs for crucial performance skills. And motivate employees through clear and organized feedbacks. And finally, the impact of human performance over corporate performance. A classical corporate performance management structure could be represented as such: a strategy that can be deployed in perspective. Here is already the balanced scorecard, which in turn has objectives. These objectives have indicators that will reveal their performance. It is a simple structure of cause and effect, but that itself does not bring the results. Just measuring and monitoring performance without having a practical actions won't bring different results. To achieve objectives, I need something to be done. Here I will represent these actions as projects. The projects are composed of several activities which in turn are performed by people. Each activity, to be performed properly, requires a set of skills from its executors. And that's where the human figure can help or compromise the entire strategy. If I do not allocate resources capable of performing a certain task, the expected performance will not be achieved. A poorly executed activity can compromise the success of a project, which in turn will compromise the achievement of goals. Okay? I show yet another form of representation to demonstrate that each level of this structure also has its ways of monitoring performance. Indicators have their KPIs. Projects can have status reports that indicates exactly what's happening at any given time. Activities may have status flags, just as percentage executed, resources consumed, and more others. And human resources may have productivity indicators, such as referral numbers complete on time, for example, as well as competence assessment. Everything is correlated with a solid structure being crucial element to support all the chain. In summary, we then have a sequence of items that are critical to corporate performance: correct mapping skills versus activities to be performed, allocation of resources with necessary skills, definitions of individual performance indicators, the productivity indicators, measuring of individual performance, definition of functional performance indicators. Here I refer to activities, projects, and performance indicators, and functional performance measurement. From now on, I'd like to show you how Soft Expert can help you manage both human and corporate performance. Soft Expert has a broad portfolio that encompasses governance, projects, processes, IT, among others. All of them with real impact on strategies and corporate performance. But I will only focus on our components of competence management and management of performance indicators. In the performance management component, I can set up the performance framework with perspectives, objectives, and indicators. I can set goals, measure results, and track performance graphically. For each objective, I can associate initiatives, which can be projects. Then I can plan the project by going to resource allocation issues, including timesheet. I can also consult the employee profile, noting the mapping of competencies with the overall performance, evaluating each competency assessment the employee needs to develop. I also see the attended courses so that I can plan the IDP and, of course, the productivity indicator, which can be mapped into the performance component and associated with each employee. In the competency assessment component, I have a number of other functionalities that helps not only in assessment but throughout the human development process. Likewise, in the training component, where I even have ways to apply courses to the tool itself with e-learning, training evaluations, certificates, and others. Well, we have reached the end of this webinar. I hope the presentation has been helpful, and I want to thank you all for your participation, and goodbye.
On behalf of Soft Expert, thank you for the presence of everyone who participated in this event. If you have any questions, please contact the presenter via email. To see other webinars, ebooks, and white papers on this subject, please visit our website at www.softexpert.com. Find out more about Soft Expert solutions for enterprise business processes improvement, automation, corporate governance, excellence, and compliance management. Thanks for listening. See you next time.